Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. How are you all, my dear students? Have you studied well? We have finished our lesson 1. Now we are moving on to our lesson 2. Let's start with the dua for knowledge. Say with me. Rabbi yassir wa la tu'assir wa tammim bil khair wa bika nasta'inu ya fattahu Rabbi zidni ilma Rabbi zidni ilma Rabbi zidni ilma. Our second chapter, we proceeding to programming languages. Programming languages. Usually, a computer needs its own language to work. We have our own language. We use English, our mother tongue Malayalam or Hindi for understanding a concept, for understanding what we speak. But the computer can only understand its own languages. So, we need to know what are the programming languages. Programming languages are developed according to the need. Okay, if a machine is if suppose we need an operating system to be programmed, there is a specific type of language for that machine to understand. Okay. We are going to discuss that in detail in today's class. So, programming languages, firstly, what is a program? Let's start with what is a program. A program is a set of instructions which is given to a computer for a specific task. Program is a set of instructions which is given to a computer for doing a specific task. Who writes a program? A program is written by a programmer. A program is written by a programmer in a programming language. In a programming language. Okay, programming languages are of two types: high level languages and low level languages. Low level language and high level language. Two types of languages: low level language and high level language. Low level language is abbreviated as LLL. High level language is abbreviated as HLL. Okay. In this class we will learn about low level languages. There are two types of low level languages: machine language and assembly language. Low level languages are of two types: machine language and assembly language. Machine languages and assembly languages. In this class we will learn about low level languages. Okay. When the instructions given to a computer is in the forms of zeros or ones. When the instructions we give to the computer is in the form of zeros or ones, then they are called as low level languages. Okay. Low level languages are very fast to execute. But what is the drawback? We cannot understand. See, human beings cannot understand zeros and ones. If suppose we say hello J, the sentence hello J, how is it transmitted in a low level language? It will be 011, 110, 0110. See, did you understand what I said? Is it hello J? Do you know that it is hello J? No. So, we do not know the binary system language. Only the machine knows that. It's difficult to understand, it's difficult to write the programs in low level languages. So, we know, I said that two types of low level languages are there: machine language and assembly language. Low level languages have different features. Before going into the machine language and assembly language, there are different features for low level languages. Firstly, it's fast to execute. It's fast to execute. It's difficult to write. It's fast to execute. It's difficult to write in low level. Fast to execute but difficult to write. Mostly, um, those who write the programs in low-level languages must be thorough with the hardware. What all hardwares are used, what is the function of that hardware, and what all hardwares must be connected to which type of hardware. Like that, every details must be known by the programmer of low-level languages. To write in low-level languages, hardcore knowledge of the hardware is needed. Okay, so low-level languages, because these low-level languages is designed for a machine. A particular machine will have a particular program. Okay, it is designed for a particular machine. A program will be written for a particular machine. If we use this program for another machine, it won't work. Okay, it is used only for a particular machine. It's also a drawback of that low level language. Okay, so they are in close contact with these programs, that is programs written in low level languages are in close contact with the hardware of the computer. Okay, they are in direct access to the hardware. They are mostly used to develop applications that require direct hardware access. For example, operating systems. Operating system, OS, it is a program. This is a software program written. This operating system is having direct access to the hardware, right? For the users to provide an interface, etc. OS directly accesses the hardware part. So OS is needed. Low level languages are needed for the OS to be written. Okay. Then what I told was these are machine dependent, because we cannot use this program for another machine. It won't work. It will work only for one machine. If I write a program for a machine, it will work for only that machine. Okay. There are 4 steps, 4 features. Features will, firstly, it's fast to execute. Secondly, it's difficult to write a program in LLL. Detailed knowledge of hardware is needed. Detailed knowledge of hardware is needed. And it only works on a single machine. It's machine dependent. It's machine dependent. Right? Okay, it's machine dependent, you understood? And detailed knowledge of hardware is required. These are the 4 features of low level languages. As I said, there are 2 types of low level languages. There is a machine language and an assembly language. In short, machine language is difficult to understand. Assembly language is easier. Okay, machine language consists of only zeros and ones. But later on, assembly languages were developed so that humans could connect to the computer language more. Machine languages will be in the form of bits. Machine languages will be in the form of bits only, zeros and ones. As we have said earlier, machine language uses bits, zeros and ones. 8 bits will form 1 byte. This 1 byte can store any symbol, any letter, okay, any character. If A, B, hash, at the rate of, these symbols or the characters can be stored in 1 byte. See, if I say hi, hello, hello, How will it be written? 0 1 0 1 1 1 1 0 1 1 1. Can you write hello like that? No, we don't know how to write. So, machine languages are difficult to understand. They can only transmit zeros and ones, and they use only these zeros and ones are called bits. And another machine language, after the machine language there was assembly language, which is easier to understand. Easier to understand assembly language. Assembly language is the next section. Assembly languages uses opcodes, which is called operation codes. Some of the operation codes examples are ADD, add, SUB, sub, MOV, move, LD, load. See, assembly language examples. We can understand things. If you have to add two numbers, the command is, the opcode is add the two numbers, sub the two numbers, move the number from one place to another, and load a result. See, the instructions are clear. This is the strength of assembly language. So, we have learned machine language and assembly language in today's class. These are low-level languages. And one more point, assembly language can be converted into machine language using an assembler. Assembler. Assembler can convert an assembly language into a machine language. That is, add A and B will be converted to 0111, 011 by using an assembler. It is also called a translator. Okay. Assembly language is also a machine dependent program. If we write an assembly language for one computer, it cannot be used for any other computer. Same like machine languages. And also assembly language is still difficult. Machine language is more difficult, but assembly language is also still difficult to understand. These are two types of low level languages. Please write down the notes. I will send you the notes. I am winding up this class. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.